Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to another live stream. So today we are focusing on speaking, and we're going to focus on speaking part 1. And the whole purpose of this live stream, if you're new to this channel, is to give you feedback on your speaking. So I've already created lessons to show you what to do, how to improve your scores, and how to, what to expect in the speaking test. So I'll share those lessons with you now. If you haven't already completed those lessons, it makes sense for you to do those and make sure you know what's expected from you. In this live stream, the purpose is for me to speak to some of you, give you feedback, and give you a better idea of what areas you need to improve. Now, if you are not joining me live, you can still benefit from this because you can listen to the student's answer and try to determine what you think their strengths and weaknesses are and see if your ideas match mine. And you'll also learn about how to conduct yourself in the IELTS speaking test. So you'll have advice on that. Or you could listen to the questions and practice speaking by yourself at home. But better to join and you will get some feedback from me here. Hey, Anita, good to see you. Long time no see. I tend to see you more on Facebook than in Zoom these days. So for to join live, I'm going to share a link with you, and I just want you to click on the link. You'll come into the software. You don't need to prepare anything. You don't need to download anything. But do turn your camera on when you join me. And let me just share that link and we can get started. So I've called it link to join. Oh, it's a mistake. Link to participate in the live stream. Okay, so click on that link. You'll come into the portal here, and then I'll get you to answer 1 or 2 questions and give you some feedback. Hi, Jashan. Welcome to the lesson. And you can just click on that link to join me here. So today we are focusing on part 1. Last week we focused on part 3. The week before that we focused on part 2. So we're going 2, 3, back to 1. Next week part 2, the following week part 3. So we're just going to cycle through each part. But when you're answering, just keep in mind, don't rush into the answer. The purpose isn't to speak as quickly as you can. Just pause, make sure you know what you're going to say before you start speaking. Think about what you want to say first. It's more difficult to think and talk at the same time. So give yourself a chance to think before you start speaking. And start with a direct answer to the question. So I don't need an introduction. I don't need background. You don't need to talk about the topic in general. Just start with an actual direct answer and then explain that answer. And you can add some extra development after that as well. If you have something relevant to say, that's fine. But then make sure to stop when you have finished your answer. Where a lot of candidates go wrong is, I guess they're nervous. They feel that they should continue for longer. So they start to go off topic and that reduces your score. Or they start to repeat what they've already said and that reduces their score. Hi, Hamilton. Good to see you here. Maha, good to see you too. Maha is a regular. So feel free, if you're not joining me live, feel free to ask questions. I'll come back and forth between your comments and answer all your questions and clarify anything you're unsure of, and then back to the student again. Hi, Jashan. You ready to jump in? Hi, Jashan. How are you? Are you okay there? You ready? Can you hear me, Jashan? Jashan, you okay? Jashan, I feel like you can't hear me at the moment. Will I take you down and we can come up
सर
again
मेरे को तो आवाज नहीं आ रही.
in a moment?
हेलो.
Okay. Lam, if you want to participate, can you turn on your camera? You're ready to jump in?
Today's afternoon session with you. Well,
Hey,
not
Lam,
today,
I
afternoon.
noticed
Hi.
that. How are you today?
Yeah. Feeling pretty great. It's my girlfriend's birthday today. I just gave her a gift.
Very good.
Yeah.
Is she with you now?
No. We're not living together. I'm in my house
Okay.
now.
Okay, perfect.
Oh.
So I know
Let's
you're very
check it out.
familiar with what to do. We're focusing on part 1.
Okay.
And the examiner will indicate what the topic of the question is before
Okay.
they ask the actual question. So they'll always say something like, now I'm going to ask you some questions about, they say what the topic is, and that just helps you to understand what's coming. It helps you to understand or to kind of predict what the examiner is talking about. So,
Okay.
Lam,
All right.
I'm going to ask you some questions about weekends.
All right.
How do you usually spend your weekends?
Well, in the midst of this pandemic, so much of what I do has only been like staying at home and dealing with my assignments and probably finishing some works in where I'm working right now. So yeah, it's kind of tedious and boring, but you know.
Which is your favorite part of the weekend?
I think the funniest part to me, the most fun part to me of the weekend is probably I don't have much responsibility during the weekends because I'm off from work and from school. But you know, I still have some assignments, so it's not really that much of a reduction from responsibility, I guess. But you know, I still enjoy a part of it. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Sam.
Great. Thank you.
So for this, the first thing is you're kind of rushing into your answer. So I think on both occasions, you started to talk before you really knew what you were going to say. And that reduced your fluency. But then I could nearly see when you had thought of the idea, because your fluency is, much better when you know what you want to say. So just take a little bit of time to think about what you want to say first. Your answer to the second question, which is your favorite part of the weekend? I'm not sure you directly answered that. It sounded like you were just talking about what you do at the weekend. So it could be, I enjoy Saturday morning, I enjoy Sunday evening, something like that. So
Right.
that's kind of what we're looking for there, is the part of the weekend. So was it that you didn't understand the question? Oh, Lam's gone. So what I felt with, just to continue the feedback for Lam, it felt like he didn't understand the question properly, and that, oh, there you are, Lam.
I got disconnected.
Yeah, no problem. So it felt like you didn't understand the question properly and you just started to answer. So you're okay to ask me to repeat. That's never going to be an issue.
Yeah.
So I would
I think it was probably because I didn't really understand it, because when you talked about the part of the weekend, I actually thought that you were mentioning you were mentioning the the part as in what we do in the weekends, not really the days of the weekend.
You could have phrased it that way. So you could say, I enjoy the part where I get to sit down with my girlfriend and we watch a movie together. So you could use like that, but you'd have to, say it in that context. Then with grammar, you said finishing some works shouldn't have an S, and you said just a small preposition mistake. You said the most fun part to me should be the most fun part for me. So that's what you're aiming for.
Okay. Right. Okay.
But overall, that was good. I think the main thing for you there was in the first question, give yourself some time to think. In the second question, ask me to repeat. But I mean, all the language, the development, it's all strong answers, just some improvements you can make there.
Okay.
Right?
Thank you.
Thank you, Lam.
Right.
Okay, so let's see, have we got any other questions here? Hi, Musaid. Good to see you here. And Anita. Maha. His fluency and pronunciation is really well. Yeah, well, Lam actually comes to my live feedback lessons every week. Those are the free group classes I have on Zoom. And I can tell you that Lam can perform even better than you just heard there. Hi, Arif. Good to see you here. Okay, so Jashan is here. Let's see if Jashan has her microphone ready. Hi, Jashan.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine. You say, sir.
Good, good. Where are you from?
I'm from Firozpur, Punjab,
Punjab.
in India.
What score do you need? What score do you need in speaking?
I want 6.
Around 6. Have you so normally somebody would know exactly what scores they need. So if you're doing it to go to a university, they would tell you what score. Similarly, if you're going abroad, if you're looking for a visa, they would tell you what score. So have you? So you're saying around 6? Is it because you don't have the information, or why is that?
Yes.
So it has to be exactly 6.
Yes. 6.5 up to.
Okay, 6 or 6.5. Jashan, have you booked your test yet?
Yes, sir.
When is your test?
4th December.
The 4th of December. So about 2.5 weeks, something like that.
Yes, sir.
Great. You're nervous?
Yes, sir. Little bit.
Yeah. That's okay. But you'll be nervous in the real test too. So it's a good simulation. Right. So just like Lam, I was asking Lam about weekends, and I'm going to ask you about weekends as well. So your question. Do you think your weekends are long enough?
Yes, of course. I think weekends are long enough for me because I get opportunity to hang out with my friends as well as spend that time with my family members. And furthermore, I can also watch movie with any of my cousin sisters. Um, thank.
How important do you think it is to have free time at the weekends?
Uh, I think it is vital for have a weekend for fun because it is the best time to relax from all weekdays worries and as well as get an opportunity to spend time with family as well as friends.
Okay, thanks, Jashan. So a few things for you. Before I asked you the first question, you didn't understand what I asked you, and you just said yes, but you don't want to do that in the test. So don't pretend to understand, because your answers need to be directly responding to the question. So very important. If you don't understand, just ask, can you repeat that, please? or if it's a word you don't understand. So, like, let's say you didn't understand the word weekend, you would say to me, "What does weekend mean?" So, those are your two options. You can ask me to repeat, or you can ask me the meaning of a word. So, don't worry if you don't understand. That happens. That's okay. Just
Sir, how was my
pretend.
speaking?
Um, your speaking was a little bit too fast. Your fluency is good. You're speaking too quickly, and it makes it a little bit difficult to understand. So I would say your test is soon. You would practice speaking more slowly and just pace it out. So don't now where some students when I tell them to speak more slowly, then their fluency suffers. So it doesn't mean pause between every word. So there's a difference. You can speak slowly and be fluent. So if you speak slowly, you can still be fluent. That's fluent. But it's not if you speak slowly. So that's not what you want. So you do want to slow down, but don't start pausing because you're slowing down. Just the rate at which you speak. If you slow down, it will be easier to understand your pronunciation. So that will help you.
Sir, can you tell me estimate my band score?
It would be difficult at the moment. I would need to. I think I would need a longer time with you. You're making some vocab and grammar mistakes. I think a six is realistic for you, but you do need to slow down, like I said, because that will help your pronunciation score. And you can work on plurals with your grammar. If you work on plurals, that will help because you're making some plural mistakes. So, for example, you said watch movie instead of watch movies. So that would help you as well. Do you have any other questions at the moment, Jashan?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, and thank you too. Good to see you. Nice to meet you. All right, thanks, Jashan. Bye bye. Okay, so that was Jashan. Right, so let me just share that link with you guys again for anyone to join me live here. So that's the link you need. I've just pasted it again in the comments. While we're waiting for someone else, let me go through the comments here. Sajid. Great, your first class. So at the start, I shared some lessons with you to learn how to do the speaking test. And then I shared the link with you to come and join me here. So all I'm doing is giving feedback to students. That's the focus of the live stream. But if you'll see, I'll just show you here these links. Complete IELTS Speaking Guide. So with those links, you'll understand what to do in the IELTS test, what to expect in the IELTS test, how the test is scored, how to improve your scores. So all that information is there. So rather than going over the same thing again, I prefer to get some students in here with me and we can better understand our mistakes to help us improve from there. Hi, Maravik. Good to see you here. Princess is here. Hi, Princess. Arzu, welcome to the lesson. And Reshab. So we have plenty of people here, but nobody has joined me right now. So jump on board and I'll have some feedback for you. Reshab, you want? Oh, there you are. You're in here. And Sajid, you're very welcome. Okay. So Reshab, let's get you in here.
Yes.
Hi there. How are
Hi,
you?
sir. I'm fine. What about you, sir?
Doing good. Do I call you Reshab or D?
No, you can call me Rishab.
Okay. Where are you from?
I'm from Punjab, India.
Okay. Same as Jashan. And what score do you need for
So
speaking?
I need for post graduation and
Your sound is. Oh, you've gone. Okay. So I'll just remove Reshab for now, and if anyone else wants to join, we can do that. Arzu, how can we join through the link? I tried to open it, but the link is not opening. Is it this link here? Is this the one you've clicked? I've tested it a few times on different devices, and it should just bring you straight there. Perhaps try a different device. Maybe you want to try a different browser. If you try Google Chrome, that might work better for you. Okay. So Reshab and Sova, I see you here, but can you turn on your cameras before you join? Copy the link and paste to Google. That works, Arif? Okay. Thanks, Arif. Okay. So while I'm just waiting for the next student, let me just tell you what's going on here with complete test success at the moment. So I have a live stream today with speaking, a live stream tomorrow, which is the essay correction competition. And if you haven't corrected that already, please check out my YouTube channel and my Facebook page. You'll see a post there and you just write your answer to the question. I'll choose the winner tomorrow. They'll get full essay correction and they will get all their scores and advice on how to improve and everything. So if you haven't already done that, please go ahead. I was talking to a student last week who said they were shy because I'll be showing all of their mistakes. But I think that's a little bit subjective. It's not something you need to worry about because everybody is making mistakes. I mean, the reason you're here is because you're making mistakes and you need to get your IELTS scores. So there's no other way of improving except getting your mistakes pointed out. And the other thing as well is just consider with the other people who had their essays corrected, did you care that they made mistakes? So, nobody really judges you on, some vocab, some grammar mistakes. We're all human. So there's that. Then on Thursday, I have another live stream like this one, and it's all based on giving you feedback. And that one is based on IELTS Writing Task 2 as well. So you'll see on my channel and on my page more information about those live streams. Reshab is back. Hey, Reshab.
hi sir, how are you?
Good, good.
Sorry, sir, last time
Reshab,
I lost my connection. Yes, sir.
right. You were saying you needed the test for postgrad. What score?
Sir, I need 6.5.
6.5. And have you booked your
Yes.
test yet?
Not, sir. I'm not sure for that much score.
No problem. Okay. So I have questions for you. I will ask you some questions. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you some questions about bicycles.
Okay, sir.
How popular are bicycles in your hometown?
Uh, Still, bicycle is not common in my city because everyone have their own motorcycle as well as cars. So these vehicles are really common in my city than bicycle because people are really busy in their monotony life. So that's why they do not like to use bicycle.
How often do you ride a bicycle?
Uh, well, I vividly remember that in last lockdown, I used my bicycle. In that time, I oftenly uh, went to market as well as outside of my city, bicycle with my friends.
Good. Okay, so you're doing some things well. you're directly answering the questions, you're developing your answers, you've got a nice level of fluency, you don't need a lot of time to think of your ideas, you don't need a lot of time to think of your vocabulary. So lots of strengths there. Your pronunciation is very clear. It's very easy to understand you. You're making grammar mistakes. You're making quite a few grammar
Yes, sir.
mistakes, and that is the area that you should focus on. Because if anything is stopping you from getting your score, it's that your grammar is pulling your score down, the number of
Okay,
grammar
sir.
mistakes. Communication is very clear. I can understand everything. So none of your grammar mistakes are so severe that I don't understand what you're saying. But there are some things. So let's say subject verb agreement. So it should
Yes.
be everyone has, but you said have. Plurals. So it should be not many people ride bicycles, but you're using bicycle instead of bicycles. So subject verb agreement, plurals, and articles. So you're missing articles. It should be in the last lockdown. I went to the market. So those are three areas for you to focus on. I would say start with subject verb agreement and plurals. Start by focusing on subject verb agreement and plurals, because you can improve those much more quickly than you can articles. Articles take quite a bit of time because there are so many rules. So that would be my advice for you. Focus mainly on those two aspects of grammar.
Okay, sir.
Any questions, or did you want to ask anything before we finish up?
No, sir.
Okay. Lovely to meet you. Take care
Thank you
yourself.
so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're very
Nice to meet
welcome.
you. Okay.
See you, Reshab. Okay. So let's see if we have any more comments. Arzu saying thank you to Arif. Sir, please tell me, how can I participate in live speaking? So I think you must have written that comment before Arzu was asking, but you just need to click on this link here. So just scroll up through the comments. Well, you're on Facebook, Princess, so it's the exact same link, but on Facebook. Usman, sir, I'm good in conversation, but my mind goes blank when I give a mock speaking interview. What I can do to overcome this? Practice. And thing is, as well, as you need to give yourself time to think of your idea, but your idea doesn't need to be wonderful or special or unique. It's just the most obvious thing you would say. I think coming to this live stream would help, because people tend to get a little bit stressed out here, which is quite close to the test environment. So that's no harm either. Okay. And I have Preet. Hey, Preet.
Hi, sir.
I should have warned you before I clicked the button. How are you?
Fine, sir. What about you?
Doing good, thank you, Preet. Where are you from?
Sir, from Firozpur in Punjab.
Punjab. Everyone's from Punjab today.
Yes.
What score do you need?
Sir, I need 6.2, 6.5 band.
6 to 6.5. And have you booked your test yet?
Yes.
When is your test?
Sir, on 4th December.
Do you know Jashan?
Yes, sir. She's my friend.
Okay. 4th of December. Okay, great. You had me worried there. I was thinking you're from Punjab, 4th of December, same scores. I was like, everything like
Yes.
Jashan, just a different face. You got me a little bit worried. Okay. The reason I ask everybody when they're doing the test is because the advice that I give you is different. if you have the test in 6 months, my advice would be different from if you have your test in 2 weeks. So that's the reason I'm asking. Okay, Preet. So your question also about bicycles. Do you think that bicycles are suitable for all ages?
Yes, definitely. Bicycles are good for all people because it builds the endurance as well as it's good for our muscles.
What are the advantages of a bicycle compared to a car?
There are many advantages of bicycle as compared to car. Uh, with the help of the bicycle, we improve our muscle strength as well as endurance, and we will stay fit and fine. And if I talk about the car, we are away from the we are not good. Uh,
Okay, thank you.
Sir, I am
You
nervous.
well, that's fine. You're doing okay. I think for a band 6, you're not going to be in. You're not going to have to work too hard for a band 6. Your pronunciation, you're stressing too many words. So
Yes,
that's one area. That's one area that you can work on. And then just, I feel like you're trying to give an IELTS style answer and
yes,
using words that you think would sound good in an IELTS test. And why I really felt that was you use the word endurance in both of your answers. So
yes.
is endurance a word that you're familiar with, or is that a new word that you've learned, or why do you think that came up? Why do you think that came up twice in your answers? If you don't know, that's okay. But
Okay, sir.
the first answer you needed to develop more. It was quite short. So just say a little bit more. And then you said this structure that you use. So you said, if I talk about car. So it should be car in plurals, but you don't want to say, and if I talk about cars, and in relation to cars, and just drawing your attention to that. But for cars. So you that phrase you used, if I talk about car. But really you've a nice range and accuracy with vocab. Your pronunciation, the sentence stress is the biggest problem. But yeah,
Yes.
I think overall you've done okay there. Thank you, Preet.
So tell me about my dance school.
Your band score, I can't say for sure. You're going to be somewhere between a 5.5 and a 6, but I'd need to have a
Yes,
full speaking test with you to know for sure. I think 6.5 would be difficult for you by 4th of December. 6 could potentially happen. You need to develop your answers more, and you need
yes,
to, with your pronunciation, just that rhythm that you have, you need to work on that, because you're stressing like every second or third word in your sentence, but really sentences, each clause is one main stress. So that would be the main areas for you to work on, Preet. All
yes,
right. Thank you.
yes. Thank you, sir.
Take care of yourself. Bye bye, Preet.
Okay.
Okay. Sova, Huang, if you want to participate, please turn on your cameras. Yeah, definitely, Maravik. Get in here. Join in. Hey, Dominic. Fortunately, I'm at work at the moment, just watching the session. Okay, well, welcome to the lesson. Okay, so up next we have Huang.
Good evening, sir.
Dominic. Good evening.
Yes.
How are you today?
I am good, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good, good.
Can you hear me clear, sir?
Perfect.
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect.
Sorry,
Bit dark.
my house is not finished for fishing
You're
night.
fine.
So So
You're
that
fine. You're fine.
yeah,
It's your speaking that I'm more interested in, so no problem.
yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. So Dominic,
Yes.
I'm going to ask you some questions about telephoning. How often do you make telephone calls?
Well, normally I often make telephone to contact with my friends every day because it's easy to connect with older people, especially in my case is friends, family, and then we have many things to share, to interact, and to do with together. And so normally I contact every day by cell phone.
Um, I feel like you're working hard on improving your English at the moment. Is that
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
Um, so are you working on vocab or grammar?
Nowadays I work on pronunciation and
Okay.
a little bit in vocabulary.
Okay. No, you're
Yes, sir.
doing the right thing. Now, this is normal. You're working on improving your pronunciation.
Yes,
So
sir.
what happens is your fluency isn't as good as normal, but that's nothing to worry about.
Yes, sir.
I can see that you're very focused on, communicating clearly and with accuracy, more accuracy in your grammar than normal. Your pronunciation is clearer than normal. So I can hear the improvements in those areas, and it's completely normal. When you're trying to improve vocab, grammar, or pronunciation, your
Yeah.
fluency level always comes down until you get that grammar, the pronunciation at the level you want. Then your fluency comes back up again. So I would say your fluency wasn't as good as normal, but everything else felt better. So
Yes, sir.
I can see that you're working on it for sure.
Yes, sir. So, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, please continue, sir.
Uh,
Yeah.
one mistake that I just want to point out. You said make telephone would have to be make telephone calls,
Yes.
and then you said normally and every day. Oh, excuse me. That's fine. I normally make telephone calls every day. That's correct. My
Yes.
bad. I wrote it down as a mistake. That's
Yes.
fine. So it's just that
Yeah.
collocation, make telephone calls. But I can tell how hard you're working. I can see the improvement. So keep it up. You're definitely making progress.
Oh, but connect. How
I can hear
about
you.
yes, but something wrong with internet. Yeah.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
But that's basically just stay doing what you're doing. It's working.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And nice to talk to you again, Dominic.
Thank you, sir. And how about can you estimate about the score today?
It would be pretty much the same as before because
Yeah,
there's a lot of improvement to go up by a band. But
yeah,
I can see your improvement, but you're not pushing yourself up to the next score yet. So you
yeah,
just need to be patient and stay working on it. Yeah,
yeah. Thank you, sir.
no problem. Thank you, too,
Yeah,
Dominic.
yeah.
Hey, Kulwant. Good to see you here. Okay, so Sova, your camera is still turned off. Arif, can I get you just turn your phone or your device? Perfect. Okay, Arif, let's get you in here. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How about you?
Excellent, excellent. Um,
Is that my
are
voice is
you?
clear or no?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Thank you.
Are you
But the speaker I am using
Mohaminul?
microphone. Mohai Minul.
Mohaminul.
Mohai Minul. It's I.
Mohai.
Mohai. Yes.
Mohaminul. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Got
Absolutely.
there in the end. I finally got to hear
Yeah.
it. Mohaminul. So do I call you Mohaminul or Arif?
It's Arif. It's easier for you, I guess.
Arif.
Yes.
Not Arif. I'm saying everything now. Okay, Arif. All right. What score do you need?
I don't want to talk about this. I'm preparing for it. So as far as can I?
Okay. Tell me next question.
Okay.
When is your test?
I didn't book it yet.
No problem. Okay. I just want to know because there are
Sure.
long-term improvements and short-term
Yes.
improvements. So
I'm
just want to make
improving myself.
that's great.
That's why
No,
I didn't
that's
book my test.
good. Yeah, improvement takes time for sure. It takes time. Right. So Arif, your question is also about telephoning. Who do you spend most time talking to on the telephone? Okay, we'll just give Arif a second, and if he doesn't come back, we'll move on to the next student. Okay, so Arif, if you come back on in a moment, we can, if your internet comes back, we can get you back in again. Hi, Shakil. Hi there. Just finished speaking with you. Very good. Everyone's on board. So that was you in the background doing all the work, keeping everyone motivated. Very good, Kulwant. We'll get you in here next. Hi, Win. Welcome to the lesson. Okay, Maha, let's get you in here. Hello again.
Hi sir, how are you doing?
Doing very well, thank you. Nice to
Yes,
see
sir.
you again.
Thank you. It's nice to see you again. Yeah.
How's your IELTS preparation going? Are you making
It's
progress?
going. Yeah. I can see some progress.
That's
Progress
great.
because yeah, I've been working on it.
Brilliant. It's
Yes.
important to see the progress going along.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I wanted to sit for the test in the last week of the December. So so I have already told you that I have given the test 3 times, right? I'm applying for immigration, so my test is going to be general, right? So I got I got 8 in listening and 7 in speaking, but in the last 2 times I didn't get 7 in speaking. I got 6.5, 6.5 again and again. So I don't know where I'm making mistake. So with your help, I'm hoping that I will be able to get my.
Well, we'll pinpoint some mistakes for you to work on here today. Thing
Yeah.
is, you have plenty of time if you're talking about 6 weeks, right? But
No. 6 weeks. Yes. Last week of December, it's going to be 6 weeks. Yes.
something like about 6 weeks. But
Yes.
you'll continue working hard, continue focusing on your main weaknesses.
Yes.
Okay, so Maha, we're still talking about telephoning.
Okay.
When do you think you'll next make a telephone call?
Well, I'm going to make a telephone call in next half an hour because I wanted to, share some information with my friend, not my friend, with my colleague about, the project which we are going to do in the next week. So that's when I'm going to make a call to my friend, my colleague. Yes.
Do you sometimes prefer to send a text message instead of telephoning?
Well, it depends upon the situation because if the other person is not ready to accept answer my call, then I will prefer to message him because he's not available to take my call. That's the reason. That's the cause behind choosing the whether to chat or call.
Okay, so I think fluency is your main thing at the moment.
Okay.
You're of the 4 bands, it's your fluency, and you're pausing before saying words that aren't particularly like they're not above your level. They're not words that they're words I would expect you to know. So you said earlier on, because if he wants to answer my call. So normally when there's a pause like that, it's somebody's trying to think of a word that they very rarely use, or trying to think of an idea about what to say next. But where you
Okay.
paused, it was very clear that you already knew what you wanted to say, and the vocabulary. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Were you trying to remember the phrase "answer my call," or do you remember why? What caused the pause? Can you remember
Yes,
what
the
you were
pause.
thinking?
Yeah, the pause. The reason for that pause was, I'm not getting the words to my mind. Like, I know
Yeah,
words what to say, but in the nervousness, so I'm not getting the words to my.
got it,
That's the reason.
got it.
Yes.
So it's all about nerves with you. So because when you're speaking, the speed at which you speak with is fine. When you're not pausing, everything is fine. Yeah,
Okay.
like you have the ability to get a higher score in
Okay.
fluency, but it's just those pauses. So it's absolutely the nervousness, and it's the one area of IELTS where I have a strategy for everything. Right?
Okay.
There's ways to think of ideas, ways to improve, ways to do this, but how to be less nervous is something
Yes,
that
that's
I'm not an expert in. I've done some research online. There are experts out there, but things like breathing techniques.
smile. You have
Having
to smile. Yeah.
I didn't hear that. That helps.
I, I mean, I read somewhere that if you smile, it somehow it reduces our nervousness. That's
Yeah,
what
I
I
heard
read.
that it releases endorphins or something when you smile.
Yes.
So
Yes.
those types of things, but as well consider the fact that you're not nervous because you're incapable. You're not nervous because you're not at the level you need to be in. So it's not like you're a band 6 level and you need a band 7. So you're in the test and you're nervous because you really cannot do it. The nerves are more because you're not ready. You're afraid of the test. Not It's not because you're not capable. Um, So just being aware that you are capable, that should help with nerves. And then I'd say just do some research on that. I get as nervous as everybody else. I'm not, I don't
Yes.
have any special tricks where I'm automatically not nervous. When I do
Okay.
job interviews, I I have experienced what you're experiencing. I understand. But the truth is you do have the ability for a higher fluency score. It's
Yes.
just those pauses. How often do you practice IELTS speaking? Like,
Nowadays, I'm practicing every day because I'm planning to sit for the test in the
yeah,
last week of the December. So I've been practicing every day.
yeah. So I think for you, it's definitely going to be like continue practicing. Just make it very, very familiar for you to be in that situation.
Okay.
Um,
Is that sorry? Sorry. Yeah, you continue, please.
I was just going to say, stay coming back here. Get more practice
Sure. Sure.
in this live stream as well.
Yeah. Is that pausing is going to cause me more marks down, or
Mm.
like, is it?
Yeah, that's you're not getting a band 7 for fluency with the way you're pausing at the moment.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So there's
So
definitely the area you need to focus on.
is and the remaining parts like coherence and cohesion, lexical source, pronunciation, is those all things good?
There is no coherence and cohesion. There's fluency and coherence, but you're very coherent. You've got a good level of accuracy. You're very clear. Your vocab and grammar are accurate. You have enough range. Really, it's your fluency is the main area for
Okay.
sure.
I need to
All
reduce
right,
the pausing. Yeah.
absolutely, that's the main thing. Yeah. All
Thank
right,
you for the
thanks,
feedback,
Mahat.
sir. Yeah.
No
Thank you.
problem. Okay. Hello, Liji. Hi, Manjat. Hi there. How can I join face to face? So again, it's that link, Shakil, up here. But I have 3 students with me here at the moment. So I'm going to let the people who are here, I have Arzu, Kulwant, and Maravik. So we'll go through these 3 students, and I think we'll have to leave it there. We'll be out of time after that. So Arzu, let's get you in here. Hi there. Arzu, you need to unmute yourself. Hang on, there's a button here I can request for you to unmute.
Sorry.
There you go.
Am I
Perfect.
audible now?
Perfect. Yeah, can hear you.
Okay.
How are you doing, Arzu? Where are you from,
doing
Arzu?
great, sir. And what about you?
I'm very well, thank you. Where are you
I'm
from?
from India.
From India as well. Good. And what score do you need? Can you hear me?
Sorry, sir. Your voice is breaking.
I'm saying, what score do you need for the IELTS speaking test? Seems like you have an internet connection at the moment. Arzu, can you just
Yeah, I think the connectivity is bad.
try going closer to the modem? Try going closer to the modem, or if you have a laptop, try plugging it in, and I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you in a moment. And Kulwant, you ready? Hi there. Kulwant,
Hi, sir.
we meet again. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm unable to see you. I'm unable to hear you properly because I don't know why it's getting disconnected again and again.
Is it on my end? Because our Zoo had the same problem. Can I?
I'm afraid your voice is
in the
like something which is
really
very
clicky.
Let
So
me
our Zoo is having
reconnect.
the same problem. Maybe it's me.
Yeah, let me reconnect.
Okay, you go and reconnect, and I'll. For everyone else watching, can you just let me know in the comments? Are you having any problems understanding me, or is the issue on the end with Arzu and Kulwant's internet? So if you're watching, can you just say, I can hear you or I cannot hear you? Just to give me an idea of what's happening. Lizzie, thank you. Thanks for the reply. Okay. So let's get Arzu. How's that? Can you hear me now, Arzu? No, so it seems to be an internet connection there. Hi, Kulwan. So I just heard from some of the other students, and they said that they can hear me.
I think it was at my end.
Okay,
it was my mistake.
Yeah, no problem. How are you doing today?
It's quite fine.
Good.
Actually, I was helping my friends.
I see that. I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were the one in the background saying, "Say hello."
Yeah. Actually, they were very nervous. You know, they were interacting with a person for the first time. So
well, look, it's good experience for them. I could see they were nervous, but you know, they're going to benefit from that. So you're doing nothing but helping them. Okay, so your question, part one. Okay, I'm going to ask you some questions about giving gifts.
Okay.
When do people give gifts or presents in your country?
In my country, people like to give presents to their near and dear ones on various occasions, such as on their birthdays, as well as on some occasions which are like anniversaries and things like that. I really don't prefer to give gifts, but so that's why I don't have an idea. So these are the few occasions which I know.
Do you ever take a gift when you visit someone in their home?
Not really, because you know, as I live in a countryside area, and here people don't really prefer to give gifts whenever they go to someone's house. I know it's quite popular in cities, towns, because you know it is not quite popular here. So I'm afraid I haven't given any gift to anyone when I visit their house.
Thank you. All right. So first of all, this can happen in the IELTS test. You said to me that you don't give gifts. So you already told me that. And then I asked you, do you ever take a gift when you visit someone in their home? Like, I told you. I just told you I
Yeah.
never give gifts. So if I never give gifts, then why all of a sudden do I bring gifts when I go to someone's home? But this will happen in the IELTS test. The examiner is just following the questions.
Yeah,
So
and I have faced this, like, sorry to interrupt you. I have
no, go
faced
ahead.
like twice. The examiner asked me the question about, do you work or are you a student? So I said
Yeah.
that I work, and currently I'm working as a teacher. And
Okay.
then the next question was, what work do you do? So I was like, I have
There.
already answered that.
Yeah. But
I have already
that's
answered.
just they have to do what they have to do. And they
Yeah,
know
it's
they're
their
being
job.
weird. They know they're being weird. And they know
Yeah.
you're thinking, what's wrong with this person? Why did you just ask me to give you the information I just gave you? But what
Yes,
you did
yes,
is
yes.
perfect. Just give it to them. Just say. They know, they understand it's weird. They have no choice. You just do exactly what you did. Answer the
This is
question,
how
develop it.
things work.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Um,
actually, okay, sorry.
but as well, you can just say, as I just said. Yeah, a lot of candidates will just repeat it, and it's like, yeah, fine, fair enough. I know you just said it. What did you want to ask there, Kulwant?
So actually, I'm really desperate to get my writing evaluated by you, but unfortunately, I'm not getting the chances, as you know.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I
Yeah,
can send you another. I can send you another email, or if you want to contact me again. But we'll
in the
figure that out.
future,
You
yeah,
you
definitely.
entered tomorrow's competition already, right?
Yes, I have written an essay. This time, I want to try my luck. Like, just before the start, I will post.
Okay.
So
If you think that makes a difference, I
I am going to trick the software this time.
okay. Let's see. Let's see. We'll find out.
Okay.
I have two more comments for you, Kulwant.
Yes.
You use the phrase "don't prefer." That's not how we say it in English. So the phrase is "prefer not to."
Okay.
I prefer not to give gifts. They prefer not to give gifts, and you said it twice, so it's obviously a mistake that you make regularly.
Yeah,
It's I don't prefer. No, sorry, that's what you said. It's I prefer not to.
I prefer not to. Yeah.
The other thing then was you use the phrase near and dear ones. Is that something that you would normally say?
No, actually, this is not even I say in my real speaking test. I don't know
Yeah.
where it came from today,
Yeah.
because I have read it somewhere written written somewhere. That's not the way I speak. This is not the way
Yeah.
I give my speaking test in the real
Yeah.
examination. I know that.
So that's what I was going to say. It just doesn't sound like the normal language you use.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked you first. If you said I always speak like that, I'd say, okay, fine, that's a phrase you use. But
Yes.
don't
Yes.
try and
Yes. Yes.
don't try and force idioms into your answer.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
that's kind of what I was going to say about that. But overall, I mean, like a strong performance as always.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you so much.
no, good performance, good answers, well developed. Your everything's great. I mean, you've got really good English. You know, I
Thank
found
you
a few
so
things.
much.
I found a few things to point out, but
Yeah.
you know,
The
I think
mistake
just
number
that.
one is actually, yes, what I have learned today, because being not a native speaker enables you to use these kind of things, because we are not used to this language, because so that's why
Yeah,
it is quite
because you're
difficult
not
for us
listening.
to.
You're not listening to other
Yeah,
people all the time. Yeah,
yeah.
I
So
know
that's why.
exactly. I know exactly. Great. Well, thank you, Kulwant.
Thank
Good
you
to
so
see you
much.
again.
Okay.
Take care of yourself. Say hello to all your friends again for me there.
Yeah, definitely. I am recommending this.
Good.
Okay,
See you,
okay,
Kulwant.
okay.
Bye bye. Okay. Thanks to all of you for saying it's clear. Reka, Usama, Maha. Loved ones. Yep. Loved ones is a normal phrase to use. Yep, absolutely. Shad, is it okay to speak with the examiner that you know what? That phrase, no. In general, don't ask the examiner questions because they cannot answer. But if you're using a phrase like people say, like, it's just a kind of an instinctive filler that people use. So using a discourse marker that people use. So using phrases like "you know," that's fine, but "you know what," it doesn't have the meaning that you would put into an IELTS answer. So it's when you're changing your mind about something that you would use that phrase. So, like, let's say, I can't think of an example now, but say we're going to meet. I want to meet on Monday, but you say you're too busy. So I can't meet you on Monday. I'm too busy. You know what? I'll take Monday off work and we'll meet. So that's like you've just changed your mind and you're going to do something different to what you indicated. So that's how you use the phrase "you know what." So I can't imagine the context in which that would be suitable in the IELTS speaking test. But besides that, the question is the answer is don't ask any questions to the examiner. Because like I've had experiences where the candidate would ask me, is like, do you know the song ABC? The examiner can't answer, and the candidate's sitting there waiting for me to say yes I do or no I don't. I can't say anything, so they're kind of looking at me going like, why is this person not responding to my question? So it's not a normal two-way conversation. It's very much a one-way conversation. I'm the examiner. I ask you questions and you answer them. That's it. So it's not a normal two-way conversation. So if that's what you're asking, then definitely do not ask questions in the IELTS test. Okay. Sharon, you're enjoying the lesson? Good. We'll get you in here live next time. Next live stream. So the one, Osama, tomorrow morning, well, my morning, tomorrow is the one for the essay correction competition. And then the one on Thursday is for the live feedback lesson. No, the one on Thursday is for the task 2 live stream. So the same idea, except everybody is typing their answers into the comments, and more people get feedback because there's a better chance to get through everyone. I also have live feedback lessons just while you're asking about it. So my live feedback lessons are my free group lessons on Zoom. They're on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on academic task 1, general task 1, task 2, and speaking. So those are extra free group classes. And I also have one-on-one feedback services now. So that's working directly with one person doing full essay corrections or full mock speaking tests. So I have those services. Those are just a new addition. So if you want to join the free live feedback lessons, or if you want to check out the one-on-one feedback services, those are the links for you there. This live stream is on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So that's why you have the different logos there. Reading, Liji, I will share a reading lesson with you right now. Give me a moment just to find it. But it doesn't make sense to do a live stream on reading because I can tell you the correct answers, but I cannot tell you why you chose the wrong answer. So that's information that you would have, as in, what were you thinking? Did you know the vocab? Did you rush? Did you not read it clearly? Those are the types of things you're looking for to improve your reading score. So, Liji, it doesn't make sense to do a live stream on reading, because if I say this is the answer and you already have the answer key, so you can already find the answers without me, there isn't really a lot that I can do for you with reading in the same way I can for writing. I can look at your writing, tell you what you've done wrong. I can look at your listen to your speaking, tell you what you've done wrong. But with reading, it's really that's you need to go back through what you were thinking and find your own mistakes. So there's a lesson on reading. Again, it's on Facebook and YouTube, so you'll find that there, Liji. And basically, how to improve your reading, that's all there. So you have the information that I can give you, and you just need to take that into your practice tests and analyze your practice tests and kind of discover your mistakes. I want to communicate with you, sir, because I didn't speak with a native speaker. Definitely, we're out of time right now, but join the live feedback lessons. Just click on the link here, Osama. Sign up for the live feedback lessons. Those are in Zoom, so it's like an open, Zoom. Everyone's talking to one another. So yeah, and then next week, same time next week, I'll have another live stream on speaking, so you can get involved in this one as well. Parvin, I can't understand part 3 questions. Sorry, just one sec. Arzu, I'm going to come to you in a moment. I'll just answer some questions and I'll come to you in a moment, Arzu. So Parvin, I can't understand part 3 questions. Even I asked them 2 times and then answer it wrong because the question part is not clear to me. Is it does it reduce my band score? If it happened once, it would be okay. If it happens once, it would be okay. But if this happens to you, why is it happening? Is it happening because you don't understand the vocabulary? Is it because you don't have the listening skills? Why does it happen in part 3 but not in part 1? So determine what's going wrong. So you need to figure out why is that happening to you. I would say if it's in part 3, the vocab in part 1, the questions are going to be a lot more basic. So there's a good chance that it's the vocabulary. And, the solution to that is improve your vocab. So keep that in mind. You're afraid to speak with natives? I get it. But yeah, you kind of have to, much better to do it before the speaking test. You don't want that to be the first opportunity. Join my live streams. Join my live feedback lessons, and just get used to it. You make mistakes. It's no problem. We all make mistakes. Lizzie, you're very welcome. I'll join next session next week. Okay, perfect. So I'll talk to you then. And like I said, sign up for the live feedback lessons, and then you'll see me in Zoom as well. We can talk there. Okay, Arzu, we try again. Okay, so you need to. Okay, you've unmuted. Hello again.
Finally, I've. Hello, sir.
Okay, so you're from India, and I didn't get a chance to ask what scores do you need? What score do you need?
I need 7 bands for now, but I am planning to get better score, like 8 or 9 bands.
That could take years. So, like I always say, like everybody wants, of course, a better score is better. I understand that, but what I always say is, if you could get a band 7 next month, or wait until next year to get a band 8, which one would you choose? So it's best
Definitely
to
7.
Aim for the score you need first. Absolutely.
Yes.
Have you booked your test yet?
No, sir, not yet. I'm planning to do it by within a week.
And when are you going to book the test for?
After 15th of December.
So the end of the year.
Right.
Okay. So your question. I'm going to ask you a question about giving gifts. When did you last receive a gift?
Well, it was on my birthday when my parents gifted me a new cell phone. And I think that was the last time I have received the gift from someone.
Do you enjoy looking for gifts for other people?
Definitely. I love to gift people things they want to like use, or they are very fond of the things. So I usually go for it. And I love getting gifts as well. So I know how it feels like for the people to get gift or to give gifts to someone they love.
You nervous?
Yeah, a bit.
Okay, I think most of the mistakes you're making is because you're nervous. I can hear like you made a mistake with plurals, but all the rest of the times you're fine with plurals. It's not a mistake you normally make. I feel like it's just nervousness, which is something that you don't need to worry about it if that's the cause. With your pronunciation, you're stressing too many words as well. So it's the stress pattern, and it's very common with students from India and the surrounding countries as well. So you have that. It's kind of a stress pattern that doesn't factor in the meaning of the question. So if I said like, let's say if I said I love getting, no, it's a bad example. Let me ask you another question. All right, I'm going to ask you some questions. I'm going to ask you a question about games.
Okay.
Do you think it's important for people to play games?
Definitely, it's really important for anyone to get engaged in sports activities because it keeps us in a fit state. And I think it's very important for us to do it or to go for the sports activity on regular basis for a healthy lifestyle.
Thank you. I'm writing something down here now. I'm not ignoring you. Just give me 1 second. Okay. It's really important for everyone to get involved in sports activities. Okay. So take that sentence. It's really important for everyone to get involved in sports activities. So I kind of have really involved in sports. When you're stressing that, it's really important for everyone to get involved in sports activity. So you have that very consistent, like every second word you stress. That's the area that I think you can work on, because the other mistakes, I think they're just slips. Whereas that's a consistent mistake that you're making. So working on sentence stress. Have you seen my lessons on speaking?
No, sir, not yet.
Okay, so if you go to the first lesson on speaking, you'll find strategies to overcome that. So you'll find, so you can look on my website or on YouTube or Facebook. You'll find them there. But that's the area for you. So sentence stress. Sentence stress will help you most.
Okay.
Do you have any questions or anything you wanted to ask?
Sir, like I just get run out of words sometimes when it comes to communicating my thoughts. So, is there any trick or like suggestion from your end that whether I can improve on that part as
Well,
well?
that's fluency, and that's covered in the same lesson. But I would say, based on your answer today, I didn't see that. So maybe you feel that way, but in the questions you answered for me today, that wasn't obvious. I didn't see that. So it's a fluency issue. But is that something?
Uh,
Did you think that was a problem in your answers today?
the consistency issue was there for today in my today's answer, I think. Yeah,
Okay,
as
so
you have told
today
me.
is better. Today is better than normal. Okay, so that's fluency. Okay, nice to meet you, Arzu.
Thank you so much for your
No problem.
feedbacks. I will
No
definitely
problem.
work on it.
Good.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself. See you, Arzu. Myra, hi sir. When will be your speaking live feedback? This is the live feedback on speaking. This is the live stream on speaking, but we're literally just finished. So I'm about to end the live stream right now. So it started an hour and 15 minutes ago, and it'll be the same time next week. But like I was saying, I have my live feedback lessons. I have my one-on-one speaking tests. So you can get involved in those as well. So there's plenty of feedback going around. Okay, so we're going to finish up for today. If you haven't entered the writing competition, do that before tomorrow. Live stream on task 2 on Thursday. So if you're not already in my live feedback lessons, I'll see you in one of those. Okay, Usma. Good. Glad you're getting something from it. And we'll see you in here next week or in the live feedback lessons if you join those before that. Okay, bye-bye, everyone.